Oh, good. I've caught you before you know who comes back. You know, audience, many people dream of writing a novel, and yet some of those people go their whole lives dreaming instead of writing. Why is that? Well, many reasons. I won't pretend to oversimplify it. However, very often, it's because they don't have a plan for how they're going to make their ideas a reality. Not so with you. The novel plan you've created is your bridge between dreaming and writing. What you, and Justin, I suppose, have accomplished throughout this unit is no small feat. To say I'm impressed is, well, I'm impressed. And proud. Aw, thanks, Julius.
Josh, when did you come in? You're supposed to be preparing for our final novelty challenge.
Well, I'm all ready, so let's hear it. Challenge 7, the Writer's Handbook. Can you finalize a comprehensive novel plan to win the game of novelty? So, how's your novel plan looking? Well, if it's anything like mine, it's looking fun, exciting, detailed, and a little chaotic. After all, our stories have evolved throughout the planning process, and our ideas are scattered across multiple lessons. And that's why today we'll review and update those story ideas to ensure everything looks consistent and clear. Then we'll be able to finalize our comprehensive novel plan, a clear and organized handbook we'll use to actually write our novel. It's our last novelty challenge, so let's get winning. Before we jump in, make sure you've gathered all your novel planning components from previous lessons. If you need to, pause for a moment to double check the list on the first page of your guided notes and grab anything you might be missing. So, what does finalizing a novel plan mean? What will this project actually look like? Your final novel plan will have 4 main sections: setting, character, conflict, and plot. For each section, you'll update and compile your current novel planning materials to create finalized components. For example, you'll turn the character sheets you made into brief character descriptions, and you'll use your plot outline materials to write a synopsis, a short story summary, and more. Of course, those are just the basics. There's also room for you to add some creative components to make your novel plan feel unique and polished. Pause to review the unit project information in your guided notes, then select at least one creative component you'd like to use to personalize your novel plan. Now that you've got the gist of the project, let's review the novel planning we've already done throughout the game of novelty. Throughout this planning process, your setting, characters, conflict, and plot may have changed over time. Maybe you've added characters, changed locations, or adjusted main events. Before finalizing our novel plan, we'll review those changes and make any necessary updates to your story ideas. Updates based on what? Well, we'll be evaluating our current novel planning materials for 2 main things: consistency and clarity. First, evaluating for consistency is about making sure your story elements all support each other and make sense together. You might ask yourself, does my setting support my plot? Does the conflict I created make sense for my main characters? And if anything seems inconsistent, you can always rework your ideas. For example, in my novel plan, I originally spent some time world building a setting where androids are treated poorly by society. But looking back, that doesn't seem super relevant anymore. It doesn't come up at all in my plot outline. So I think I'll update my setting, building a world where androids are neutral, helpful companions instead. Evaluating for clarity, on the other hand, is about scanning for any missing, confusing, or unnecessary information and fixing those errors so it's easier to comprehend. Like Maybe you changed a character's name mid-outline, or forgot to finish characterizing your villain, or you look at something from 2 weeks ago and you're like, I genuinely have no idea what this means. Been there. To clarify your ideas, it can be really helpful to ask for outside feedback from a friend or family member. Try explaining each of your story elements to them. They'll be able to tell you which parts are potentially confusing. While you're explaining your ideas, you'll probably catch some errors yourself too, and come up with some thoughtful solutions. On day 2 of this lesson, you'll get the chance to make any updates to your story ideas with consistency and clarity in mind. So take a moment now to glance over your novel plan materials. What do you notice that seems inconsistent or unclear? Identify at least one update each you'd like to make for consistency and clarity. Look at that! We've got an overview of our project requirements and planned how we'll keep our story ideas consistent and clear. It's time to get this novel plan finalized. In your post-video activity, you'll think ahead about any specific formats or templates you'd like to use for your novel plan. Then, over the next few days, you'll update your story ideas to make sure they're consistent and clear, and create each component of your final novel plan. There's just one more thing. You'll also need to give your novel a title. It can be a working title if you're not totally sure yet. For example, I've got my story's title right here on my comprehensive novel plan. Shadows in the Fog, a Julius Jade mystery. That's not my surname, is it? Really? Julius Jade? I mean, I've got some other options if you want. Julius Jabberwocky, Julius Juxtaposition, Julius Goulius. Oh, no, absolutely not. Never mind. Julius Jade will do just fine. You really did finish your plan for my novel, didn't you? I sure did. What do you think? Did I win the game of novelty? Oh yes, you most certainly did. Yes! In fact, I can almost feel the city air. The fog rolling in over the neon lights, welcoming me to the opening chapter of my debut novel. I'll see you and you on the first page. I think he's gone? Well, I guess that means he liked it. Whew, that guy's hard to please, but feels good to finally win. Wait, did he? He took my novel plan. Dude, I need that. What? I gotta go catch up with him and start writing that novel ASAP, or who knows what new dramatic situation he'll get himself into. After you finish your novel plan, come find me in the next unit. We'll take the stories we've planned and watch them come to life on the page. Until then, keep writing. Your story is worth telling. See you next time.